Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the Apostle and Elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole elect. In this article, just want to get into it. Not going to take up too much time. It's pretty much straightforward. So it's from CNBC. It says with JP Morgan, MasterCard on board in biometric breakthrough year, you may soon start paying with your face. And you're seeing a lot of stuff when we go through this article that you're seeing. But really, it's not even just this article. It's articles in general, or if you've been paying attention, that you see that there's a shift going on from from cash to cashless, right? And a lot of these things where you pay with your face, you pay with your palm, or essentially, or like over there in Sweden, you get a device that's inside of your hand scanned, and you see it's all cashless, right? So you see that they're moving towards a cashless society, just like it's written about in the Holy Scriptures that John the Revelator saw, right? He saw that when you read Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, 17, right? It says, and no man may buy save he that had the MOTB, meaning save, meaning unless. So unless you have this device that is going to have all your information on it, right? You won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to function in society. And you see that with the whole paying with your face, paying with your palm. Again, over there in Sweden, how they're, they have a device inside of the hand. And that's how they're able to pay with things, unlock doors and things like that. You're seeing a shift move from, again, cash to cashless, right? And that's what's written of in the Holy Scriptures. Excuse me. So let's get into it. It says biometric payment options are becoming more common in the U.S., such as Apple Face ID, enabling app purchases, and Amazon's introduction of pay-by-palm technology in stores, and financial firms from JP Morgan to MasterCard embracing the technology, which these are things that normally people use. People have MasterCard credit cards, Chase, or with Chase Bank, TD, Santander. Did I forget a bank? I feel like I'm forgetting a bank, but whatever other banks there are out there, right? These are all banks that people are connected to, that they have an account with and things like that. So you see there again, Poel, right? Written of in Revelation 13, and he calls it all, right? So they're making sure that they're hitting all surfaces. That way they can get everybody involved in this, right? I'll read some of these bullet points where it says some U.S. restaurant chains have started letting patrons pay by face. So no more paying again with your credit card or paying with cash. You're paying by your face. Now, how does that work, right? Because it's like, what do you mean pay by your face? Essentially, however they have it set up, because I'm going to guess maybe some businesses have their system set up a little bit differently. But you put your information in their system, they take a picture of you, they scan your face, and now your face is tied to your information that's in the system. So now when you go to your favorite restaurant, let's use like Subway, right? Let's use that. I just passed by a Subway not too long ago. You go to Subway, right? Let's say you set up an account with Subway, and it's like, hey, yo, I'm gonna put my information, my credit card information, everything in there, and also you're gonna scan my face, take a picture of my face. So now my information is also tied to my face. So now when you go back to Subway, now when it's like, oh, yo, I'm already in the system, I'm already part of the, thing. It's like, oh, okay, well, just stand right here in front of the machine and it'll scan your face. Now when it scans your face, it knows, okay, this is Miss or Mr. Johnson. Let's deduct 10.58 out of his foot-long sandwich and stuff like that. Deduct $10 from his account for buying the foot-long. You don't have to actually pull out money. You don't have to pull out your credit card. You just have to stand in front of a machine and let it scan your face, and the system will deduct the money out of your card, and then you be on your way. And right, and what does that seem like? Convenient, very quick. You don't have to do anything. Where's my card? Where's this and that? Did I leave it back home? No, just scan. You could leave everything. You don't have to. If essentially with that type of system, you don't have to bring your credit card or anything. Just leave everything at home. You just set up these accounts with these type of places, right? Like the scenario I just gave, And it's like, yo, I'm already in the system. Just, okay, scan your face. And it just deducts the money out of your card. And you just be on your way and go. See how quick, easy, and fast? Convenience. And that's what this whole system is going to be about. Convenience, making things convenient and quick. Convenient and quick to go nowhere. The same thing like if you live in New York or wherever you may live, the OmniPass thing, right? You just tap and go. You just tap and you get on the bus real quickly. But it's funny that I've seen people do that, but yet people tap and go just to go on a crowded bus that's going nowhere. You could still get caught in traffic. People do the tap and go to go on the subway and still could get on a crowded train, and a train that could sometimes get held up. Oh, sorry, this is your train dispatcher. There's a train in front of us. We ain't moving until this train goes. So here it is. You think the tap and go is going to make you go faster, but you ain't going nowhere at all. Again, convenience and quick and convenient to go nowhere is essentially what they're doing. But it still seems what convenience. It gives people that false sense of, oh, this is quick and convenient. I could be on my way. But again, like I said, you could be on your way to nowhere. Let me take this off. So it says automated fast food restaurant Cali Express by Philippi in Pasadena, California, opened in January to considerable hype due to its robot burger makers. I guess robots can be chefs. I guess they got chef robots in there. But the restaurant launched with another less herald innovation. That's the inside, by the way. The ability to pay for your meal with your face. See? Again, you're not hearing about pulling out of any credit card. You're not having to pull out cash. It just scans your face. You're already in the system because your information's in there. Just scan your face and you're on your way to go, right? And that's what they're getting people accustomed to. Again, poeo, to form, to fashion, to construct, to make ready. When you read it in Revelation 13 and 16, right? It says, and he calls it. The word calls it in the Greek is poeo, make ready, to form, fashion. So you see in society that what they're forming and fashioning society to get ready for a cashless society. And already, like what? Think of it. Taking essentially like a selfie or having something scan your face, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have like the Apple phone, if I'm not mistaken, or some phones in general, like these smartphones, they'll sometimes have it where you can use your fingerprint, like it'll scan your thumb or whatever. So that way it's like, oh, okay, well, let us scan your thumb, and that way you'll be able to lock your phone this way. Right? If I'm not mistaken, with Apple phones, they have it to where it's like, oh, you have your face in front of it, and it'll unlock the phone. So that way if someone steals your phone and they try to unlock your phone, it's like, well, it won't unlock because it doesn't recognize your face. See, all these things that seem like a convenience and it seem like a help, it's really to get you adjusted, really to get you accommodated with the system that they want to bring in. Like selfies, like women love to take selfies and things like that. Why would you have a problem doing something like this when a lot of people take selfies and things like that, right? People have social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all these things is what? These things just come out as something to be cool and fun and to be social, but really it's to get you ready for the system and the system that they want to bring in. Snapchat, you're just taking pictures of you and selfies and all this. Especially women, you love doing these things. So especially when this system comes out, women are not going to have a problem with that. Some women, even when they may take this, may act like it's actually selfie and do what, that kissy face and all that type of stuff. Well, at least I want to look good when I take this picture or whatever. Hold on one second. Slacky, right? So some people may do that type of stuff because why? They're relating it to like Snapchat, they're relating it to like Instagram and things like that. So all these things, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all these whatever social medias, is all to get you accustomed to the system. It's not here for your to benefit to be social and things like. Nobody's even social on these things anyways. Everybody just posts a bunch of pictures about themselves like everybody cares. It's really just like Instagram, whatever, Facebook, all these social media things is really just a bunch of people posting their lives to people that don't care, to make themselves feel good and things like that, to people who don't care. And then you as well don't care about these other people that follow you. It's really a vain thing. So continuing on, it says Cali Express uses a payment system from facial ID tech company Pop ID To activate it, users register with a selfie. Then they can opt, right? So they register with a selfie, and I'm going to guess they would also put their information in, right? Whatever it may be, their card information, the number, the three numbers on the back and all that. Then they can opt to be recognized. Then they can opt to be recognized, and then Pop ID's facial verification confirms the transaction. It's not the only fast food chain to employ the technology. In January, Steak and Shake, some of these fast food names sound really weird, but Steak and Shake, a fast casual restaurant in the Midwest, started installing facial recognition, kiosk in its 300 locations for patron check-in. The chain says that using Pop ID takes 2 to 3 seconds. See, again, quick and convenient. You get in, you get out. And that's gonna catch fire, because people are gonna see it. Look how, especially with women, look how quick and fast they did. Just do the thing so we can just reserve a table for ourselves, man. You see how crowded and busy it's in here, babe? Like, come on. Quick and convenience is gonna get people killed. The chain says that using Pop ID takes 2 to 3 seconds compared with a check-in with a QR code or mobile app, which can take up to 20 seconds. See, again, quick, convenient, 20 seconds. This gets done quick and easy. You get in, you get out, and then that's where you could just pay and you be on your way. You ain't got to sit there looking for your credit card. You ain't got to sit there and all that. No, just get in, get out. You pay and you could go. Biometric payment options are becoming more common. Amazon introduced Pay by Palm technology in 2020, and while its cashless store experiment has faltered, it installed the tech in 500 of its Whole Food stores last year, which would be 2023. So you see, although it didn't really catch fire like that, they still implemented the technology, because they know eventually that it will catch fire. It will eventually spread, which is prophecy for it too anyways. MasterCard, which is working with Pop ID, launched a pilot for face-based payment in Brazil back in 2022. And it was deemed a success. 76% of pilot participants said they would recommend the technology to a friend. See? Late last year, MasterCard said it was teaming with NEC to bring its biometric checkout program to the Asian Pacific region. Our focus on biometrics as a secure way to verify identity, replacing the password with the person. Let me read that again. It says our focus on biometrics as a secure way to verify identity, replacing the password with the person. So you're no longer going to need your password. Sometimes you forget things and all that. No, we just need you. We just need to see you, and then that's it. Again, you see how they're merging people and payments together, and getting rid of pretty much using the whole credit card, and which really they're taking the credit card, and really they want to take that and put that in your right hand on your forehead via a small device the size of a grain of rice, right? So no more cash, no more credit card. No, we just need you, and we just need to scan your face, or in the future it'll be scanning your head or your right hand or wherever people will take that. It says, is at the heart of our efforts in this era, said Dennis Gamelio, Executive Vice President of Identity Products and Innovation at MasterCard. He added that based on positive feedback from the pilot and its research, the checkout technology will come to more new markets later this year. As stores implement biometric technology for a variety of purposes, which could be also one could be security and safety, right? So that way your information doesn't get taken or anything like that. They can give you like little bonuses and things like that, maybe gift card stuff, especially knowing with some of these stores like, Nordstrom, Home Goods, these type of places that women like to shop at. All these type of places, they could definitely have some deals and things like that that'll get people to come and buy and all that. So you can tie that around it as well, and women will flock to that. Okay. As stores implement biometric technology for a variety of purposes, from payments to broader anti-theft systems, which is one of those things as well, consumer blowback and lawsuits are rising. In March, an Illinois woman sued retailer Target for allegedly illegally collecting and storing her and other customers' biometric data via facial recognition technology without their consent. Amazon and T-Mobile are also facing legal actions related to biometric technology. So you see, they're taking information about you, which is the same thing like if you ever look up anything on your computer and things like that. You'll realize that whatever you look up, where you may see ads on the side of your computer that have something similar for you, right? The same thing like YouTube. YouTube has that recommended videos. Like I'm a person that plays video games, so let's say you watch video games and things like that. But like, oh, well, we have this in our recommended tab over here for you. Like maybe you'll like this and maybe you'll like that. So they're taking information about you and learning about you. They're watching you essentially. So I'll read this and then we're going to get to scriptures. So it says, in other countries, most notably China, biometric payment systems are comparatively mature. From visitors to McDonald's, in China, being able to use facial recognition technology to pay for their orders, to systems offered by Alipay, which launched biometric payment as far back as 2015 and began testing the technology at KFC locations in China in 2018. So that would be that for the article. Let's get to the main point here, because essentially you're seeing what? Cashless payments, right? Seeing essentially they're getting away from, the payment with the credit card, the payment with people still using cash today, and what they're using, biometrics, being able to scan your face, right? Scan you, right? Which is the same thing when this system is implemented here, where I'm going to read in Revelation 13 and 16, is essentially the same thing. They're going to scan the right hand or your forehead, right? So let's get into it. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And it says, and he calls it all. Who is the he? The he is not one individual. The he is a group of individuals. It begins with the top banking families, the elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the top banking families, if you will, right? Or another word they like to go by is the Illuminati, which is becoming a household name now, right? So that is the he. The he, again, is not one individual. The he is a group of individuals, right? And it says cause it. The word cause it there in the Greek is poeo, which means to form, fashion, construct, to make ready. And they are making society ready. They're getting society ready for the MOTB by instituting or putting in society or putting in the world these things like face payments, paying by your palm, right? You scanning your hand. They're getting you desensitized, or they're getting you ready. So that way it's like, well, what's the issue with getting this device in your hand and having it scan you? You were doing that already before with Amazon, with the Whole Foods. So what's the issue? It's just the same thing. It's just a device in your hand. What's the issue? Same thing with like the Apple face recognition. You have an Apple phone. Don't you have it to where it's set up on your system to where it's like when it sees your face, it unlocks? So what's the whole problem? What's the issue with you doing that now with paying for your food? What's wrong with you, Derek? Just do it, right? See, your peers are gonna get on you like that. Like, what's the issue? It's just like taking a selfie. Just do it and get it over with, right? Because again, going back to these things like social media, these selfies and things like that are seen as something harmless. It's nothing, but really, again, it's to set you up for what? For this system. So again, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, right? Which pretty much is everyone, right? Small and great, whether you're high in this world or whether you're low in this world, right? Somebody in this world, regular. It says rich and poor, again, whether you're rich or whether you're poor. Free and bond, whether you're the common person walking the streets freely right now or whether you're in jail or in prison, I should say, right? To receive a mark. Now, when you go into that word mark, it has three Greek definitions. The first word there is charagma, which means to what? A thin carved sculpture, graven work, which pretty much means to make an etching, which is pretty much to cut into the flesh, or to cut into something, I should say, right? I don't want to say flesh, really. right? But karagma means to essentially you're cutting into something, but you don't just cut into something with anything, right? You need a sharp instrument to do the cutting for you. So that's where the next root word comes in, which is karax, which is a pale stake palisade, which is basically the sharp instrument. So if we're talking about cutting into something, like this, let's use a tree for an example. If you're going to karagma a tree, which is to cut into it, right, you're going to need a knife to cut into that tree to leave a mark in there, right? So let's say you want to leave your name in there. You're not going to dig your fingers in it. Your finger's not sharp enough. So you would need a knife to cut into the tree to leave your mark there or to leave your name there. And essentially, how do you do that with the body, right? Because again, going back to when we read it, continue reading verse 16, it talks about receive in their right hand on their forehead. So how do you put something cut into somebody's body, right, and leave something in there, leave something in there or put something in there by cutting into the flesh? You would use a syringe. The syringe would be the karax. And therefore, what in that syringe, it would have that small device the size of a grain of rice that would have all your information in it, which then the next root word of karax is grapho. And one of the definitions says, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down record. So it's going to have your information, right? Your social security, your ID, driver's license, whatever it is, or whatever together, put within that small device the size of a grain of rice, and it's going to have all the things that you're going to need to be able to function in society. So that way you can maneuver in society, right? It's going to have your credit card information, all that. Right? So now we understand what mark means, continuing on, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. See? So if you're going to put something again in somebody's right hand or in their forehead, you're going to need a sharp instrument to do that. And a sharp instrument to do that would be a syringe or a needle. And therefore what? The needle pricks the skin, cuts into the flesh. And then what? The needle has inside of it, when it does the pushy thing, they push it down, and it's going to have that small device the size of a grain of rice. And on that device, right, is going to have all your information in there, so that way you can function in society. Or they may issue you a new number, or however it may be. I don't know the details essentially of it, and nor do I want to know the details of it, which I pray, Lord's willing, right? So continuing on, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. So without this small device, without this, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to what? Participate in society. Now let's just, imagine that, right? Imagine this didn't come out. Well, it hasn't come out. I mean, it's over there in Sweden, but it hasn't come out worldwide, or it hasn't really came out the way it's supposed to come out in America. When I'm talking about the MOTB. But let's just imagine this scenario for a second. Imagine they do this, they move forward to a cashless society where it's not the MOTB, but they do this palm payments and this facial recognition thing. Think about that. You won't be able to go into Whole Foods because they're no longer taking credit cards, or they're no longer taking cash, because why? They want to now use the system where we're scanning your face or we're scanning your palm. And unless you are in the system, right, with your face or your palm, you can't buy anything, and you can't buy anything. You can't get any groceries unless you are in the system, unless your face is in the system. You have you've tied your credit card information in the system with your face. Unless you do that, sir, you cannot come in here and buy anything, and we cannot give you anything. We are not taking cash. We are not taking credit card. We are only doing things via the face payments. And if you're not doing that, well, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Same thing at restaurants, wherever you may go, your Shake Shacks, your what is that? I don't know, whatever restaurants you go to. Okay, use that as an example. You won't be able to. Essentially, that's what it's going to be like with the MOTB. You won't be able to do anything. Nobody is going to be able to sell you anything. You won't be able to buy anything without it. Save he, again, save meaning unless, had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you see, without that small thing inside of your hand, you won't be able to buy or sell. And that's what cashless society. Without that, you won't be able to partake in society, right? And you see that what? It's a physical thing, because what? It's going in your right hand. And without that thing inside of a person's hand, they won't be able to buy or sell. They won't be able to partake in society, showing that what? It's not white women. It's not philosophies. It's not none of these things that some other Israelite groups have said it is. No, it is a small device. And the thing about it is, the very same people that were warning you is bringing this out is literally telling you it to your face. They're telling you that it's a device. They're telling you that it's essentially a technology, a small technological device that they want to put in the right hand and the forehead. The enemy is literally telling you that, but you have other Israelite groups that are saying that no, it's not that, and have come up with white women, philosophy, embargo. I believe the other one was hegemony, if I'm not mistaken. All these other things. Then what John the Revelator said, when you go into the three works, charagma, charax, and graphel, let alone the first two works, charax, which is cutting, charagma, excuse me, which is cutting, and then charax, which is the sharp instrument used to cut into the flesh, already should let you know that this is obviously something physical, because what? You're cutting into the flesh, and then what? It's going into the right hand. It literally says in the right hand on the forehead. Now, I shouldn't have to explain this type of stuff, but because I have to, because you have individuals that are coming out with these other wayward stuff, I have to explain it like that. ABC. It literally says in the right hand. It cannot be a white woman. A white woman is not going to go inside your hand. She will hold your right hand, but she is not going to go inside of your right hand. Cannot be philosophies. Philosophies do not go inside of your right hand. Philosophies do not help you buy and sell. You see? What helps you buy and sell? What helps you function in society today? When you put out your cash, isn't that a physical thing? Isn't that money in your hand? Your credit card, isn't that something physical in your hand? So just use that same thing to apply it to what? A small device the size of a grain of rice that they want to put whether in the right hand or in the forehead of people. It's very simple, straight to the point. Scriptures talk about the simplicity that is in Yahushua. This is supposed to be simple, straight to the point, so that way you can understand, so that way you can be aware. This is not about sounding deep. This is not about sounding like being, like Elder Apostle Bar says, sounding like a great orator. It is about getting straight to the point, rightly and dividing the word of truth, so that way you can be informed and be warned and stay away. Pray that this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Quadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.